What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Skeleton Closet, where we talk celebrity news and hot topics. My name is JT, in case you are new here. Today we're going to be talking about our favorite daytime talk show host of The View. So, let's get into the video.
I'm gonna just run down my shout outs.
Alright, so on today's episode, which was the season 25 premiere, the ladies talked about their references in pop culture, Afghanistan, the Texas abortion law, and what they did during quarantine. Now, to start out, they talked about what they did during quarantine. The ladies recalled their time during quarantine and where they went, how they spent their time, how they relaxed, and how they got back to their families, and how they just, withdrew from all of the noise that was going on around the world. So after they moved past that, the ladies moved into the conversation about Afghanistan. Now, the ladies seemingly have a very similar point of view when it comes to Afghanistan. Sunny feels as though the withdrawal from Afghanistan was kind of botched a little bit. And personally, I agree. I feel like it wasn't rushed. But at the same time, the deadline was not set by this administration. So at the same time, I can't really fault Joe Biden and his administration for this, because the August 31st deadline was set by Donald Trump. Donald Trump, negotiated with the Taliban to make sure that American troops were out of Afghanistan by August 31st. Now, considering the whole transition period, there was a lot of things that didn't happen that was supposed to, due to the hesitation or the pettiness of the Trump administration, or the incompetence. Whatever the case may be, it didn't happen. So moving forward into the Biden administration, a lot of things was not handed off properly. The withdrawal from Afghanistan was everywhere. Everybody was talking about it. I really wish that they were on air during this time, and I wish Meghan McCain was there to talk about it. I know a lot of people don't personally enjoy Meghan McCain, and they're probably very, very happy to know that Meghan McCain is not on the show anymore, and that it's probably easier to watch for them. But personally, I enjoyed Meghan McCain being there because she was entertaining. However, Sarah had a very different opinion, because she equated it to the way that a lot of American soldiers are in other places around the world, and that the American troops should have stayed in Afghanistan to keep the peace. And the other side of that argument is that they've been trying to keep the peace in Afghanistan for quite some time now, and it has not been working. But she was saying that there has not been a lot of American troop deaths in this particular area, and that the peace was being kept. Whatever the case may be, I'm not a foreign relations expert. At this particular time, it seems as though we were not getting anything from being in Afghanistan. Our troops being there, like, the purpose after 20 years was not being served, and we were there to keep the peace. And the idea was that they were going to teach the Afghani government and the Afghani army to do what needed to be done to make sure the Taliban doesn't gain control again. When the time came for them to step up, it seems as though that they didn't. It seems as though that they retreated and they ran and they flew for the hills, okay? And that's what Whoopi was talking about in this segment. If you have a chance, take a look at this.
It's premised on some lies. And I also think that Donald Trump cut a deal with the Taliban, forcing Biden to choose between a withdrawal or an escalation of the war. And Biden decided to withdraw. And we all know that I think the percentage was 77% of Americans supported withdrawing.
Right.
And so there's been sort of a revisionist history now that we're hearing from the right, that we should have remained there. And I disagree with that.
Well, it was a difficult withdrawal, but let's not forget that 6,000 American citizens and more than 124,000 civilians were evacuated, in fact. During the collapse of Saigon in 1975, they compare it to that. The U.S. evacuated just 7,000 people. This is a much bigger evacuation. I believe that in 6 months, people will say about this war, Biden got us out of the longest war that Americans ever had. No other president can say that. Lyndon Johnson escalated the Vietnam War, along with Nixon was behind him too. George W. Bush went into Iraq and started the war in Afghanistan. Joe Biden got us out of a war after 20 years. I mean, I think the man deserves a lot of credit for that.
Right.
And Americans will back him up, I think. In 6 months to a year, we will see the history of it come to fruition in that way, I
What do you
think.
think?
Well, I disagree, and I'm a Biden fan. I voted for Biden, and we've all met him and had him here. I think he's a really good man. I have an anecdotal reason why I think this mattered to him. He can't get anything done right now, and I think somewhere in his mind he thought if I could get us out of this war, and he's even talked about the 9/11 anniversary, he'd have something. So I think it's, because when it first happened, I thought, I know no one would go in intending for this to blow up, and everyone probably agrees that it was not handled appropriately. I think we should have stayed there, though, so I might be part of the minority, and this is why, because we still have troops in Korea after 68 years since the Korean War. We have roughly 28,000 troops in South Korea. We have 35,000 in Germany and 55,000 in Japan. We had about 2,500 in Afghanistan with like an optics of a chess piece. Keep that piece there, and a certain status quo will remain. And a lot of human rights increased. The women's lives in Afghanistan greatly increased in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
It wasn't about converting them or making them like us, but by holding that spot, it kept us, maintained a certain peace. And I think it was such a small cost to keep them there because there weren't a lot of deaths happening. It was more like just a standing ground. So I don't see it as a forever war. I saw it as a placeholder that needed to be there. And we're kind of seeing, as everyone said now, there was no clean way to get out. I think we had to stay there to protect what was going on.
There was a clean way to get out.
Well, there was a better way to get out.
Well, Obama tried to get out, and everybody said, no, you can't do it. A whole lot of people died. And I feel like the Afghanis were misused by their own people, because it's not that they didn't know the date was coming. Everybody knew the date because you-know-who had set this date.
Right.
He had the
Which was done in the
conversation.
first place.
Well, he had the conversation not with the Afghanistan government,
No, with the
but he had it with the Taliban.
With the Taliban.
So he set that up. Okay. So I think all those cats that got out and took all that gold and took all that money and ran said, oh, and by the way, they're leaving tomorrow. Bye, y'all.
For the most part, the ladies are very concise, and they all have a very similar opinion about what's going on in Afghanistan and the withdrawal of the troops. It would have been nice to have Meghan McCain there to hear what she had to say about it, because I know it would have been very, very different from what most of the ladies had to say. But she's not. I'm gonna leave that alone, okay? Moving forward from that, the ladies talked about the Texas law that was just passed on abortion. The law states that a woman cannot get an abortion after 6 weeks. As well, it allows for citizens to be some type of vigilante to sue or go after people that they believe to help or abide women in getting abortions after the 6 weeks, if they take them over state lines, or if they know doctors that are performing abortion after 6 weeks. I think that's skating on thin ice, because from what I know from history class, now correct me if I'm wrong, because I was in school a long time ago, but as far as I remember, Roe v. Wade was supposed to protect the right of privacy. So if that right of privacy isn't being protected, isn't this law illegal? How is this law not being shot down by the Supreme Court? The law analyst on the panel says that the Supreme Court will be reversing this law come October, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Overall, my opinions on The View today was pretty... It is what it is. The ladies that are there pretty much agree on one another. What I enjoy most about The View is hearing the ladies go back and forth when they don't agree. And today, most of them agreed on everything. The ladies pretty much agreed today. They talked about the references in pop culture, which was entertaining and interesting to see all the flashback clips that all the ladies had. It was definitely interesting to see how SNL impersonates Joy and Whoopi, and most of the time that they are men. Joy brings this up very often. I think it kind of irritates her, and she doesn't like it. So that was fun to watch. But other than that, nothing really exciting happened on The View today. I think the most important and the most exciting thing that's going to happen throughout the season is to see the constant rotation of ladies that they put in Meghan McCain's seat to see who fits best. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below about today's episode of The View. Did you enjoy today's episode? Did you catch the little tiff that Sarah and Sunny had really briefly about Afghanistan? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Are you interested in seeing one particular previous co-host be on The View? And let's have a conversation about who do you think should permanently replace Meghan McCain. And also, I'm going to keep asking this question. Where is Ana Navarro? Okay, she was not in any of the throwback clips. She was not talked about today. She's not been in any of the press releases about what's to come on The View. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Are they doing Ana Navarro wrong? Because I like Ana, but I do know that she has a liberal opinion. We still want to see Ana, okay? If anybody from ABC or The View is watching, we want to see Ana Navarro on The View. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I definitely appreciate it. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button so that I can know how you felt about today's video, as well so you can help me get it pushed through in the algorithm a little bit. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can join us in the closet and become part of the family. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.